go talk to our boy up here. Maybe he's got something new to say.
Hola, wandering man. How can I help you?
Did we not ask him this? Any idea who killed the hanged man?
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing?
The harbor is a prime area of suspicion. In your opinion, are the dock workers involved in the killing?
What a thought. Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course.
Pushed how?
Your dead guy was an enemy combatant.
Well, I get what he means after talking to... I don't think he did it, but, well...
He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts.
I don't want to ask that.
I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men, with all sorts of skills.
Understandable.
He means a more violent faction could easily take care of such a thing.
I mean, it's... the heart, well...
Understood. This has been of limited use. Still, thank you.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. Should I?
Oh, well, whatever. Sorry, dude. Cut you off. Ooh. Who are you?
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
That didn't rhyme, but...
Container,
Oh, we're still going.
used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Everart.
Still not the best song. Hey.
Everart, Everart, Everart.
Or
he
ignore
looks
me.
after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
Literally by pointing us anywhere,
The look in
please.
his deep blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen.
Oh.
Kind of makes you feel like an arsehole for no apparent reason.
I see
Fair.
you're not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
What's up with you and these scabs?
I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat.
He's not wrong.
Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
So I've seen. What's up with the containers?
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am, yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
Okay. Let me ask you about something else.
Sure, mister. About what?
Where is everyone? The harbor's kind of empty.
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on
Okay.
a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
Dang.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everart is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everart sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or
Ooh.
so.
What trouble did Titus and his friends get into?
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everart telling them to take some time off.
Don't go all bad cop on this simple, friendly fellow.
Yeah, I'm not trying to. More flies with honey, as they say. But what did they actually do?
I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hearties.
Too rowdy. Leo, what kind of fight did they get into? That might be a little bit too much too quick. Because if we ask him about his fight, we might get a little bit of, favor with him. But will we be able to ask this question again is the question. Okay, Leo, let's hear about the fight you got into.
I remember I was the runt of the class. The bigger boys always used to pick on me. You see, I had a bit of a temper back in the day. Flew off the handle like nobody's business.
Really?
But Mr. Everart and his brother always came to help. Once they beat old Noel Becker so bad he needed stitches on his head.
Eesh.
Noel never started another fight with anyone after this.
I mean, if you walk away needing stitches, I'd be done fighting too.
Mr. Everart and Mr. Edgar are real nice guys, mister. You should go talk to Mr. Everart. I'm sure you'll be good friends. He's friends with everyone around here.
You're never getting anything useful out of him. It's good enough you found out Everart has a brother called Edgar, and he helped Leo.
Oh, most were on a strike.
So no one?
Not, but Titus and his boys got into some drunk. Oh, I'm not him and his boy.
Don't go all bad cop on this.
I guess the boys got a bit too.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on
I
the
guess we can ask him now. I don't think that didn't work out how I'd hoped it would, but too rowdy.
Too late. Leo's mouth is still moving, and the words are spewing forth. Words, words, and look, even more words. This guy, now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner who, no, he already switched to a prized fishing rod he apparently owned at some point. You know what? Just cut in there with your questions.
Alright, so we're not getting anything out of this man. Who wrote the note to make... Yeah, are you the Leo who wrote the note to make more banners?
Oh, yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht.
The what?
Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
Interesting.
Power borscht, huh? Never heard of a borscht that turns little guys into dogfighters. Alcohol, however.
What do you mean by taking this soup to the men? Is it for striking?
Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags.
Wait. Hold up. Who makes it at the whirling?
Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad.
Well, it looks like it's probably spiked, so I'm gonna go ahead and look into it.
Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
Okay. What's in the container over there?
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Okay, fair. Do you work here?
Yes, yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo. I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
All right.
Miss Beaufort.
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio.
I thought he was talking about suckling on something else. I was like, whoa.
I can't listen to the radio
Leo.
all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Stay on this Miss Beaufort topic.
Okay. Who's this Miss Beaufort you mentioned?
Oh, Lizzie. She is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everart put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly. But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood, knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure.
For a fraction of a second, there's sadness in his eyes.
If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids.
Well, that's very sad. But it's also, well, that's just kind of the type of dude this guy is. Likely to spill any kind of information.
Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years, she has.
Well, I think you're doing a great job around here, Leo.
Yes, this place really seems to run like clockwork. Keep it up, Leo.
Well, thanks a lot. Coming from you, it means a lot, really.
No.
Sometimes I feel some of the guys don't really get how much I bust my ass for them here. But you guys are alright.
Oh.
The white rectangle on your clothes might not mean an awful lot in Martinez, but the recognition from an authority figure made Leo's day.
No. Well, good. And now it's made our day.
Bye-bye now.
Peace out, Leo. Hope to see you again soon.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair.
Meaning? I'm reconsidering opening that door you asked me over. I don't remember what he asked us to do, I'm gonna be honest. I'm told the union is involved in the local drug trade.
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any Johnny fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this?
No comment.
Harry, you wound me, Harry, in the heart. But I trust you to put this to bed. Do what you must, and let's change the subject, shall we?
Interesting.
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue to do what we must.
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
Should you be, though?
None taken. Do we have anything else to do here, Harry?
I don't know. Being on Team Harry, but maybe it's just for funsies because he knows how much of a train wreck we are. I met Joyce, the company representative.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here.
Meaning?
We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends and I helped you get that nasty body down from the tree. I'm not a jealous guy.
Whoa, that's so nice of him. Suspiciously nice.
That's what I'm saying. Are you sure? That seems a little weird.
I'm just a nice guy, Harry. I wouldn't be where I am now if I wasn't nice. Politics is all about emotions, and I want you to have positive emotions when you think of me.
Okay then, positive emotions it is. You like positive emotions.
I don't trust this man still. Why haven't you let her in to see you?
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
That makes way more sense. All right. Moving on.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization.
All right.
I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret.
That seems strange.
This is weird. Not nice weird, but okay.
I want to go. Man, this dude still has nothing to... Oh, I'm looking into your shady brew, yeah.
I don't know what that means, Harry. Shady brew? There are so many moving parts in my operation, I can't keep track of them all.
Can't you, though?
You know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it is, do it. Surprise me. Just one thing. If you can, make it even shadier.
I don't know. It's hard to figure out this dude. He seems shady, but then he's also
See you soon, Debard.
very open about pretty much everything. Alright, the problem is I don't think we'll be able to actually speak to this dude because he speaks an entirely different language.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
Leo said you're friends with Mañana. Is this true?
The mention of Mañana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words and lively gestures. Then he falls silent again. They're friends.
Okay. What's in the borscht that you're making?
The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his and then seems to wait for you to speak.
I don't understand.
Just one word. Sounds quizzical. Then he awaits your answer with his brow arched.
Yes? Wait, okay. The man says a couple of sentences in a strange language of his and then seems to wait for you to speak. So he's asking a question. Yes?
Borscht need more vodka?
Ah. So there it is spiked.
So it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. Clever move by the Union.
Vodka borscht! I love it, Bratan! Turn it the fuck up and then ask for some yourself.
If this necktie don't calm down.
Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
It is a dangerous idea. Oh, yes, no, and turn your fingers clockwise. We can, if you tell them to turn it down, that might make them less
The cook gives you a long, inspecting look, then shrugs too, and seems to wait for you to speak.
Yeah, let's just let this dude do his thing. But does that solve the problem? Well, we looked into it. It's vodka. Or do we have to
The
actually
man
give
ponders
him...
his cooking. The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his, and then seems to wait for you to speak.
Okay, so what if we say no?
Borscht need more vodka?
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and...
Vodka borscht!
Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
Maybe turn it down.
The cook gives you a long, disappointed look, then turns the stove off and seems to wait for you to speak.
Did I talk? Who are y'all?
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, all right?
Dang, he said you're useless.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls.
These
This
dudes
is
are
a
alright.
ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never.
Shouldn't I ask what it is first?
No, you got this. There's the ball. You're the game.
Let's look first.
See? Your munching and complaining have ruined my concentration.
The man throws a metal ball towards a smaller wooden ball in the sand, missing it by a meter.
Ah, mon Dieu. The pain in my back is unbearable. I can't even say if it's in my back or hip anymore. Feels like it's in both.
He tries to measure the
I
throw.
hope you pass out from it. You goddamn jellyfish. Men like you are the reason this nation is sinking.
Shush. Ignore them. They don't know what they're doing. They're old. You are letting down yourself and the team. Get in the damn game already.
Why does my brain just want me to do things? You know what? I'm on it, coach. Let's do
Eyes
it.
on the ball, Dinky Winky.
How did it go down? Oh, that's a bad... That's not going to go over well. Ah. Oh, I can't be retried. You know what? Why not? Let's give it a try. Oh, and we got it.
You are immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight. No matter. You'll make it work.
Sir, I don't know what we're actually doing.
This is right. You feel the familiar tremble of excitement and adrenaline that precedes every victory. Time has frozen.
All right, feel the ball.
The cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern on it. Probably a sponsored ball. Yours would only be covered with bumps of learning and scars of victory. Already, your muscles are adjusting to the weight, the nervous system calibrating, until you and the ball have merged into a single entity. The man ball is ready.
My dude, you're doing a lot just to throw a ball, I'm gonna be honest. Taking the surroundings.
A chilly breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. All sounds, smells, even the wind, everything fades until the only thing left is the union of man and ball. West, in the Grand Couronne area, a sharp overhand left from Arsène Luc Edelbrock sends the Samarin heavyweight champion, Kostya Miasnok Kostanicha, flying to the mat. The crowd goes wild. Revachol loves her heroes.
Who? You know what? Let's just throw. Do your thing, my guy. Oh, snap. He went full shot put on it.
Merde! Bordel de merde!
I'm guessing that's bad?
What the hell is your problem?
Oh, no. That's what I was saying. The game's going down like in this crater. Why is he doing a full-on shot put throw? Not a weak right triceps, that's for sure.
I don't care if you are a cop. You do not just ruin someone's game.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Disrespectful.
I'm sorry.
A man his age getting worked up like that? Better watch that blood pressure.
Wait, what?
You vandalized our game, son. We can't play petanque with 5 bull.
Sir, why was that your first idea to fully throw it that hard? Why would you? Okay. Sorry, an honest mistake. Are we good?
No, we are not good, goddammit. We want our bull back.
I guess maybe that's why it went down. And maybe passing it was actually the wrong thing to do. Because it would be strange that it would go down after observing more of the game.
Take it easy, René. This is just a misunderstanding. isn't it, officer? No harm done.
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. You are as a goddamn bull.
My bad. I don't know what else to tell you.
Good. Mistakes are forgiven when men at least try to right their wrongs. I believe you will try. Now, why did you approach us?
Now, let's talk about it. First of all, man, sir, who said take this ball and do a shot put when obviously they're playing in this little crater right here? Oh, man, that was just dumb.
Just talk. It'll smooth things over. Old people like attention.
Oh. I found your guard booth.
Yes. The Debardiers Union pays me to stand vigil during the nights. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
You must have seen something on the night of the murder. Your booth looks right into the yard.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
So who was working your shift that night?
No one. The
Of
boss has
course.
been on man since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
Well, that sounds dumb, but possibly purposeful.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean,
How do you figure?
Look, officers. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
Mostly decorative.
the possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Fair.
Everart created this job for René because he knows the royal carabinier's pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Such dependency only weakens a man further. Do or die, there's no in the middle. Renee is but one man. We need a program. Get all the elderly back in the job market. Keep folks motivated. I don't know. So, everart created this job for Renee because he knows the royal carabinier's pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off of. A decorated kingsman collecting tar fare reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. Okay. Renee's but one man. We need a program. Get all the elderly back in the job market. Keeps folks motivated. I could see that going kind of wrong, but we're going to hit it anyway.
Look, officer, can we conclude the topic of my guard booth now?
I saw a picture in there. You were in it. You looked happy. Who's the girl? Personal
She
info.
is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM.
Understandable.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu.
Or
And
you
she
can just
sure
tell me.
as hell wasn't a nobody.
My dude is just divulging any information.
Yes, like I said, I would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
Well, do you know anything about the man that was hanged?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement, but this affair has passed me by completely.
Dang, of course. The one person who would be super helpful situationally cannot help us.
In Martinez, the Union is the law. So can you really blame them?
But you don't have a problem with cops.
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
So you don't know anything.
If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I'm an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me.
That's fair.
This is a man with a lot of past, but little present, and almost no future.
Thanks for your time.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
That's because I keep saying none of the above to political stuff, isn't it?
It's also about that, but it's also more. Perhaps it's the hangover. Perhaps it's a temporary surge of serotonin, but something tells you it's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience.
What?
It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times.
Okay. How do you bring about those circumstances?
Incrementally. Yawn, you'd get there faster with a little speed. History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place too quickly. That's
Fair.
the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment.
Okay, but what's this kingdom of conscience actually like?
The kingdom is difficult to comprehend and even more difficult to describe. Partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The kingdom of conscience is post-capitalist, post-national. It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual.
I don't know what this is going to actually imply for the game. Sure, let's opt in and see what happens.
Slow down, Mr. Reasonable. Did you miss the part about compromising and taking things slow?
Okay, so then we'll get there eventually.
That's right. Remember, real democracy is just around the corner for Revachol. When that real democracy kicks in, a long time from now, we are all going to be so much happier.
Fair. Kingdom of Conscience. Heartache is powerful, but democracy is subtle. Incrementally, you begin to notice a change in the weather. Whether it snows, the flakes are softer. When they stick to your worry-worn forehead, when it rains, the rain is warmer. Democracy is coming to the administrative region. The ideals of DeLorean humanism are reinstating themselves. How can they not? These are the ideas of the Coalition and the Moralist International. Those guys are the signal blue. And they're not only good, they're also powerful. But what will it be like once their nuanced plans have been realized? I guess internalize, see what happens. What we got here? Oh. Wait, it's empty though. nothing really to look at.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
We can, well, I guess we can retry it.
The shards
Hey.
face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside.
Did I break it with my own hands?
A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent.
Okay. Then what did this then? Don't tell me it was my badge.
More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact.
Granted, I don't know if a badge would be hard enough to break a window. Never held one, so who knows? Assess the size of the impact.
It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. The shoe you found on the balcony fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have also been heavy enough if thrown with force. Congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe.
Apparently. That was stupid.
Pretty much. But hey, at least you found your shoe. Not that it will keep you warm at night.
You're not wrong. Is this a door?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Let's try it first. You never know.
The faucet is quite terribly mangled, but you just might be able to twist its parts into place.
Wow, who would have guessed we had that ability?
You handle the chain cutters deftly, applying just enough pressure. The faucet regains a recognizable shape. The steam stops. Told you that you needed those chain cutters. Everything is connected. Everything has a purpose.
Did you say that?
The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to wipe it.
What does electrochemistry do? No, we don't need that. 8%. Let's give it a go.
It's like something snaps in you.
Who would
A
have known?
nerve ending. A thought. A sadness. Your face in the mirror is suddenly clean of the layer that had distorted it for God knows how long.
Yeesh.
Just like that, it's over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man looks back at you.
Okay, well. That didn't turn out to be as great a thing as I had thought it might be.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. Nothing happens after you ring the doorbell. They don't want to talk to you.
Oh, maybe someone in here made the call. Empty card?
This button looks new, but someone has removed the name card. Nothing happens when you try to ring it.
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
Who's on the 24-hour window?
You ring the doorbell, but nothing happens.
Okay.
An off-key melody starts playing after you ring the doorbell.
Ooh.
Then a woman picks up the receiver.
Maybe she's the one who made the call.
Kuno, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid games.
Wait, what? Interesting. I guess let me in?
No, I'm sorry, officer. I thought you were...
Well, I'm not surprised that Kuno would be harassing you.
But the doorbell is broken, and the bookstore shouldn't even be on the list anymore. So I can't help you. Please don't call here again. Thanks.
A single beep indicates that the line has gone dead.
Fair enough. Emma's fashion atelier?
You wait for a minute or two, but all you get from the call box is silence. No one answers the call.
Fabron's taxi.
Looks like someone has melted half the plastic off with a lighter. The doorbell doesn't work anymore.
Andrew Orlando Hare.
You ring the doorbell, but no one answers.
Artemip? Blah, blah, boxing gym for young athletes.
All you hear is static, but no one answers the call.
Fortress accident SCA.
Silence. No one's home at Fortress accident.
Slipstream.
You hear static from the intercom speaker. It sounds as if someone has picked up the receiver, but isn't saying anything.
Okay, we might got someone.
You can almost hear them breathe.
Hello, is anyone there?
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric. Have you come to place an order?
Did I think I was calling Slipstream? I was. I thought I was calling Slipstream.
My God.
The lieutenant exchanges a look with you.
Sorry?
It's you. My God. I didn't think I would hear your voice.
What
It's
in the
a
world?
woman, and she knows you. Your heart beats faster.
What were we doing?
No, something's wrong here. Are you sure she's talking to you?
That is a good question. Do we know each other?
Michelle, just please.
Okay, ma'am, calm down.
Sounds like a ghost. Wind blows through your clothes and
Getting
you
a
feel
little too
detached
excited
from the
there.
surroundings. Inside the building, a cold memory hangs.
Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. I thought you didn't care.
I'm not Michelle.
Ever since I came to work here, it's been different. As if my mind's been wiped clean.
A spot of static overrides her words. When she speaks again, it sounds like she's submerged.
It's so nice.
What are you talking about, ma'am?
It's so nice to be able to finally forget.
Forget about what?
She sounds like she's about to cry. The cold is deep under your skin, as if you were talking to someone who's 100 years away. Somewhere inside the building, water is flooding the cellar floor.
Hello?
She doesn't answer.
Are you there?
Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static and waves washing ashore on the bay.
What just happened?
Another seagull passes by. It's getting cold standing here, staring at the silent call box.
I don't know what happened either. We should probably stop playing with this thing.
All right, goodbye.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says, number 11. The shackle snaps like a twig, and the lock falls to the floor with a little thud. It should be possible to enter now.
Are we breaking into someone's place?
After you, detective.
Okay, Kim's with it. Police, hands up. Bang, 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 bang. What's this? Where are we looking? Books of critical theory on the monstrosities of the capital and such. Or of capital. A flamboyant poster of a white star rail lithography.
Master Investigator. You just can't keep yourself away from locked and hidden places, can you?
I guess. What do you mean?
Nothing, nothing. You're right. Get in there. Deep. Invade every personal space. Break every lock.
Now I feel bad. It's my duty as a cop to investigate.
Attaboy, the world's secrets were made for you. They wait patiently for you to uncover them.
I feel bad. And we didn't really find anything in here. Oh, wait. That might not be true. What's this? Bullet. Oh, that might be... No, because we found a bullet. Never mind. Revolutionaries love to pose with their guns. Sure, I guess we're just stealing shirts now. Also didn't know right click did that.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads Kraz Mazov.
Kim, who's Kraz Mazov?
He's known as the father of scientific communism, also known as Mazovianism. His theories about economic history greatly influenced, some would even say sparked, the anti-centennial revolution.
But why would he have this in his bedroom?
The White Star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard. How fitting.
Kraz Mazov was a mass murderer. There's nothing cool about keeping his bust on your nightstand.
He was definitely controversial. The tenant here seems to like him. There aren't many communists around, not after the revolution. Some youth still keep the ideology going, it seems.
Ooh, balcony. Maybe that's where our girl is. Yeah. Hey, hey, hey.
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases.
We did.
I didn't think you could do that with hooves. But here you are.
We cops don't like closed doors. Blah. No. That's right. We've evolved.
Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
Is she trying to burn something?
Red dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
Okay,
She
but
really
why?
did it. She's proud of it too.
Fumes are bad for you, okay? You better hand it over. That's some clever cultural commentary. Sure.
You ain't seen nothing yet, piggy boo.
All right, peace, Cindy. Whose place is this? What is it? Ooh, back in the building. I guess we just needed to explore some more. I just be missing everything. My bad. Whose place is this? Someone's been sleeping here recently. Oh, what's on your brain first? 100 tiny feet scurrying beneath the grate, the rats of the city. Gross, but alright. When in doubt, steal some jeans. What's in here? Ooh, money. Enough coal to last several winters. Smells of chemicals. But there's really nothing in here other than that. You know, we keep finding stuff, but none of it matters.
You're back. Good.
All around you, rain keeps falling down. On the wooden boards she's standing on, and on the water around you.
Very rugged. Good choice. Now, I suspect you had questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day, am I right? Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
Wait, what if I wanted to hear about trade secrets?
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade and Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
Wouldn't want to disturb an octopus. Better let it be.
I am glad you see it that way. To repeal the act would mean repealing the coalition government, the one that leases you the right to police West Revachol. But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
Yeah, what's your role in this precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
And Boss Man hasn't been to see you.
Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Oh, you mean Measurehead?
Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead.
How are the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
Okay.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Okay, what are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes, every worker, a member of the board.
Over-aggressive, calming posturing. Seems like they have no idea about business. Forget it. I don't know what to think about that.
Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
Wow. Nothing's getting done.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
And what are you gonna do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
I get it.
This checks out.
What happened to this Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to... How did he put it? Fuck off, midget.
Well, dang.
Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Okay, then.
Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
The scabs at the gate, did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least.
Okay, well then what do you think of Everart?
Everart Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everart is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Sounds about right.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
I think we knew about that, but there's two of them?
Yes. Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everart does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the union itself outside of Claire?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, we are forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everart and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
I don't know. An effective advocate for the rights of local working men. I wouldn't necessarily say that. They're definitely not effective. And if those are their demands, that's a little bit wild. A giant leech sucking the life out of Revachol. Basically a socialist mob. Sure.
Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers.
Okay. One more thing. You said that something happened in the elections?
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union. She disappeared.
Like disappeared?
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Eerie.
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what could they do? It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Well, that's all I need here. Let's change the topic.
Of course. How else can I help?
Well, I've talked to Everart.
You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare?
He's shady.
Finally, time to choose sides.
Is it? I don't want to choose sides. I have a feeling the international community does not approve of him. I don't like any of these. Blah, 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 blah. It's not important if I liked him. I was doing my job. I have the feeling of the international community doesn't approve of him. He's not the champion I've chosen. I wish to swear fealty to you and the cause of capital. I can do business with him for a socialist. He's reasonable. It's not important if I liked him. I was doing my job.
Of course, Detective. Excuse me for implying otherwise.
The RCM does not pick sides in this. I hope it doesn't come off any other way.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt verm myself. However, if you felt like discussing something...
He did say we're allowed to say whatever we want.
How could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be... gossiping.
Uh-huh.
Tell her she'll like you for it.
Sir?
Yes, your disgusting necktie agrees completely. Let's gossip.
I'm gonna need you to calm down. We turned it down. I helped him turn up the heat. Didn't we turn it down?
Did you now? What sort of borscht is he making? The strike brew. That's a classic. And by turn up the heat, I presume you mean put more alcohol in it?
No.
Beyond curious. I will choose to interpret that as you turning the alcohol in the strike brew down, for the sake of our professional relationship.
Yeah.
And because I don't like the idea of them any more drunk than they already are. What else?
That's all we know right now,
Of course,
I guess.
Detective. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
Not really.
Kingdom of Conscience. The Kingdom of Conscience will be exactly as it is now. Moralists don't really have beliefs. Sometimes they stumble on one, like on a child's toy left on the carpet. The toy must be put away immediately, and the child reprimanded. Centrism isn't change, not even incremental change. It is control over yourself and the world. Exercise it. Look up at the sky, at the dark shapes of the Coalition airships hanging there. Ask yourself, is there something sinister in moralism? And then answer, no. God is in his heaven. Everything is normal on Earth.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair. Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
On whose part?
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Hold on, could he really hold my gun? I mean, he could.
Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back. And working with him might be the only way to do it.
Does this mean if I do things for you, I'll get my gun? Wait. The gun may have been bought from Roy's pawn shop. Have your men factored that in?
Yes, thank you for the hot tip regarding your lost gun, Harry. My men have indeed factored in that you pawned it.
So, yeah.
Now please, let the professionals do their job. Kick back, Harry, relax. I have great guys on this. You focus on what's important. Building our relationship for the good of Martinez.
So he probably has
It
it.
did not come as a surprise to him. He might actually not be bullshitting.
I guess. I'm not gonna be blackmailed.
Harry, Harry. I was only trying to be tactful. A lost gun is a dangerous thing. I can't have it around in my neighborhood. Kids could be playing gun roulette with it as we speak. Teenage gangs could be arming themselves. Get a hold of yourself, Harry.
That's off our to-do list? Okay. Fair enough.
I assure you, we are working on locating the missing sidearm as well.
The lieutenant is concerned about the lost gun and feels that the fact you haven't prioritized looking for it is unfortunate, if inevitable, and doesn't put the RCM in a good light.
Excellent, Mr. Kitsuragi. That's excellent news.
I'm sorry, Cam.
Looks like we have a friendly gun-finding competition on our hands.
The problem is, we've kind of been everywhere that we can. Go over a couple of things about me, sure.
Let's hear it, Harry.
Yeah, blah, blah, what kind of blah, blah, blah. Something else.
Of course, Harry, of course.
I don't remember what
Let's
we were
not
talking
linger
about
on
with this
personal
door.
A fantastic change of heart, Harry. Go talk to Manana down by the gates. He'll brief you and give you the key. Just open one little door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door. That's it. Anything else we should discuss?
I don't remember what the door was about. Let's go to this. Everart opened you to open the basement door behind the greenhouse in the backyard to intimidate an occupant. Do what you have to. Everart has promised to give you info on the case in return. I don't really want to work for him, but we're also kind of out of leads, so we could also just not do it, I guess, if it comes down to it being super duper shady. I mean, it's already shady, but we can always say no. No means no, even if it's about to go down.
Hola, wandering man. How can I help you?
Everart said you had a key to a door?
A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open?
Said something about it belonging to a weasel.
Oh, say no more. I got you. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
I'm not opening this door for myself. I'm not doing this for political reasons.
Oh, so the none of the above type, are you? I get it. I like to keep my distance too. But it doesn't matter. It's a good thing you're doing. Thanks.
Is it?
What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the Whirling in Rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess.
I mean, that's kind of important. Anything else I should know about this task, this weasel person, when he'll be home?
I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
Who he is and what they're fighting for? This is interesting.
Is it?
Ask him about the Hardy Boys.
Sure. Actually, do you know anything about the Hardy Boys?
Los Hardys? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everart's law. But really, they're just like you.
Meaning?
Is he actually comparing you, an officer of the law, to some neighborhood vigilantes?
Let it go.
The man whispers a jaunty tune. A coastal breeze ruffles his hair.
That didn't exactly help. Or it didn't help us find out anything on the Hardy Boys, at least. But I guess we're gonna check out this key thing. I guess we'll see when we do it.
You should tell people to fuck off more often.
Who did I tell that to?
No, you shouldn't. You're an officer of the law.
No, we shouldn't, but
Hey, I've got an idea on how to fix your style. Maybe you should just go fuck yourself, yeah? Ever thought of that?
Well, dang. But who did we tell that to?
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head. The royal lion, Guillaume's kitten. This knocker will last a lifetime and then some.
Let's knock first.
You knock silently. The upholstery muffles the sound. No response comes from the apartment.
Of course.
I guess no one is in.
I'm uncomfortable. Yeah, what's your opinion, Kim?
Let's be honest. This isn't what I joined the RCM for, but every day tells you something new about yourself.
That's barely a response.
Apparently, working with the local union boss to get info on an investigation is not something I'm squeamish about.
So you don't mind if I unlock the door?
I mind that the local thug is using the RCM for his busy work. But if this gets us to the bottom of this hanging, then I'm willing to look over it.
Well, hey, Kim is the moral compass in this game. If he's not too shaken up about it, then I'm down.
On the other hand, we could just leave and tell Everart we opened the door. No one seems to be tailing us to see if we actually did it.
I don't know about all that.
Presenting a fabrication is known to get results here and there. You took this task. You make the call.
If we're gonna do it, then we should just do it.
The door is right here. You can just open it and be done with this. Besides, if you never open it, you're never gonna find out what's behind the door.
True.
You try to be as
Open it.
silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling of the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head. The sound of the key turning still echoes in the yard. Hopefully no one heard. Well, buddy, you opened it. No need to go inside. It would be rude.
It would be, but...
Good job. Let's go now. I'm sure there's nothing interesting in there.
That's interesting that physical instrument would say, let's peace out.
Only curiosity could account for stepping over that threshold. Maybe there's treasure in there. A white alligator. A fountain.
I doubt all that, but I am curious.
As you hold the open door, you can feel the air moving. A little draft. A whistle.
I mean, may as well look. As long as whoever lives here don't come back. Magnesium. What's this? A suitcase full of clothes. Guests are staying over? Question mark. A book titled The Hidden World of Walking Sticks. You can almost feel the warmth of the red sun on the flag. Can we just steal stuff from people all the time? Whoever lives here admires fair-haired fantasy heroes with big muscles. Interesting. We didn't grab whatever this was? Or did we? Oh, it was magnesium. There's really not a whole lot in here. It's just a place.
A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols. A broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes, and others.
I mean, we have a mug.
A little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable. The images betray a lack of interest in human beings. They are merely unflattering caricatures.
This is where the mug came
The owner
from.
of these mugs doesn't like people of other ethnicities very much. This person is unhappy.
Interesting.
The lieutenant picks up one of the mugs, then puts it back down with a look of disdain.
I'm beginning to feel better about breaking into this man's apartment.
It's the mug.
Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here. The same humor, the same mocking lines.
Do you think it's that dude down on the street?
There's the missing tin soldier. Whoever lives here might have used the Whirling's container to dump his trash. And now they've drawn the ire of the Union. The plot thickens, as they say.
It does. All these things are connected. I just
Perhaps
don't
you
really
should
know
break
how
into
yet.
apartments more often.
Do you really think it's the same person who put the dead man's clothes in the trash?
Who knows? I'm not expecting too much from this clothes in the trash lead either way. It might turn out to be some random local matter, but still, a nice coincidence.
All right. The smell of disinfectant in the room smells like chemicals. Well, we did it. You know, I just noticed his portrait changed. I just noticed that from us looking in the mirror.
Mr. Dubois, every worker...
Boy, I don't want to quote your slogan. They're really about to make me quote this dumb slogan. I don't want to be part of your crew. I really don't. I'm looking for a way to get out of this. Is an organ in the great state organism of war. Also looks just like me. Be weird with it.
Hey, why the hell not? Now, how can I help you today?
I opened the door you asked me. Can we discuss the murder now?
I'm very glad to hear that, Harry.
Level up.
One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
I did.
There is no way to sway this man in any direction. He is unsuggestible and unswayable. Just tell the truth.
I did.
Just as I thought. Culturally antiquated mug collection. What a weasel. Pissing on Everart's Rainbow Coalition. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
Well, the Wild Pines lady seems to think he's still bad, and he does seem shady, because obviously he's playing the game, but he does not seem too bad yet. I've heard about a connection between the lynching and the strike. I'd like to hear what you know about it. The mug collection I mentioned was in the apartment. I found a similar mug in the trash with the hangman's clothes. That's probably less important.
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps.
Didn't the Hardy say he was like not an assassin or something like
Harry,
that?
this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
Mercenary, yeah. Interesting.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire?
He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun.
I'm talking beasts, hardened killers from proxy
We're
wars
gonna have to
in
go
Elysium,
talk to our girl about
Semenine,
this.
Saramaritsa, You name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
Go on.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
Makes sense. Go on.
About my fun container? It's a hoot, Harry. Who knows? Maybe you'll be in here the next time they move it. It will be very fun, I promise. But enough about me and my container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them. All hardened commando types.
So then are there 2 more about?
One of them got downright suicidal. Getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy. The one who likes hanging out and trees.
Okay.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
No, the one before that, right?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers.
Or is it Joyce?
We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
An entire neighborhood of killers.
So the whole neighborhood is in on it.
Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal miners, tough guys, all ready to spring into action for their home base.
And who exactly did the pushing?
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly.
The Hardys.
They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land."
Well, dang.
He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
So what do we do here? So if this is true and the Hardys did do this and everyone's kind of just cool with it, what can we actually do about this situation?
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
If he's just boasting, then it sure doesn't feel like that to you. He's not worried.
Well, there was a bullet inside the hangman's head.
So they shot him?
He was shot in the head before he was hanged.
How odd. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look into that yard.
So I'm gonna still be on my, this is slightly a cover-up for the girl, I'm guessing the girl who this mercenary got, you know, forcefully intimate with was killed him, and then they're trying to cover it up for her. That's my guess right now.
What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my 2 little policemen. Godspeed, policeman.
How do you know the mercenaries were hired by the shipping company?
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. and I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
See, I don't know how much I can really believe this man and what he's
So
saying.
you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
That kind of, I mean, Joyce did kind of skirt the question when we asked her that, so.
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
He's not scared of them. If anything, he likes them being here. Strange.
You mentioned a lawyer girl.
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
All right, tell me about Titus.
Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members.
So this 8th one is still unidentified.
Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind.
That's not even close to answering the question.
Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
Separate one from the herd.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Which one of Hardy's boys is your least favorite?
Oh, that would definitely be Fat Angus. His feet smell from a city block away, and he's always having noisy stomach troubles. Horrible, revolting guy.
So let's say something happens to Fat Angus. Let's say a citizen's arrest.
You would die, Harry. You would die, and in the process start a bloody and completely unnecessary war between the Debarders Union and the Citizens Militia. Angus, his ever-growling stomach, and his smelly feet are all part of the Union. You have as much right to arrest him as I have to arrest your partner here. Actually, less, because this is my hometown, my territory, and my backyard. You are a guest here, Harry. Please remember that. Oh, Harry. This is getting real grim, and there's no need for that. We are friends.
Jeez. We really can't do much to the Union. I mean, they kind of got the whole town under their thumb. So, once again, I'm asking, what can we actually do?
But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real.
Why?
I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
Why?
Needless to say, this is another move. Don't take it.
I don't need it.
Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else?
Yeah, one last thing. The mug collection I mentioned was in the apartment. I found a similar mug in the trash with the hangman's clothes.
Racist mugs in the trash and in the apartment? You guys are just light years ahead of me. I have so much confidence in the ability of your organization. I'm relieved you're doing this and leaving me to do what I do best. Helping people. With the power of politics.
Yes, yes. Do you think this weasel is somehow connected to the murder?
Oh, no. I don't cross paths like that. All I want is for you to succeed in your investigation. I would never complicate things for you.
But this weasel might have cleaned up after the killers.
Believe me, Harry, he's a nobody. Just your basement variety nobody. Can't imagine him being connected to a high-caliber case like this. But he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel. Fascists are known to be neat freaks. I feel like a real detective right now, Harry. Am I getting this right?
Say nothing.
Of course, Harry. Stoic silence. I like that. Very befitting a police officer. I'm not a real detective.
Don't engage
You
his
are.
games.
That's all he's going to say on this subject.
Alright.
Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here.
Neither
I
am
was
I, to
hoping
be
we'd
honest.
bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet.
Yet.
Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
This is another corrupt scheme, isn't it? I'm neither left nor right. I do what my heart tells me to do.
What does your heart tell you about your lost gun, Harry? Does it tell you to forget about it? Or do you think it wants to be found? I think it's lonely and cold. I think it wants to be found, and I have a proposal for you.
Which is what?
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
Kim, what do you think of this?
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But, he thinks, it's your call.
No, help me.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
So it's not the... Okay. You say that, but you've been saying it's the Hardy Boys, but now you're... What are these signatures for?
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth center in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates.
I know Kuno better be number 1.
There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
Where is this play? He just said, what will happen to the current occupants?
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be
Yeesh.
living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth center, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
If fine, if I happen to be there, I can ask them.
You bring joy to my heart,
We
Harry.
obviously don't
Such
have
a pleasure to be working with you. Here. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I hear there is some trouble with the water lock, but they should fix it by Wednesday morning. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then we can talk about your gun.
Well, it's the best we can do. We got a new lead. Or maybe not a lead, but a lead to a lead. Any more details?
Most certainly,
Nope.
Harry. By all means, Harry.
Peace. We got... I don't think... I don't know. I hate doing stuff for this dude, but we almost have no choice.